Okay, now let's just see everything is going fine with the live stream. It has to work both vertically and also horizontally. So this vertical, let me put that shit quiet. And this is, yeah, this is vertical, the other one was horizontal. Perfect. Seems to be working so far. Great stuff. What's good, everybody? Let's share the shitty live stream with everybody. Announcements, boom. I mean, it is literally free money. Like, some people may say, yeah, that's provocative. Why are you saying free money? Dude, it's because it is free money. Like, what is it? What else is it? It's literally joining in here, watching me saying some BS. Well, actually, I'm not saying BS, to be honest, guys. Michael saying, hey, man. Clona Asia was saying, hey, brother, what's up, everybody? The fam is getting in here. What's up, guys? How have you been doing? How was the weekend? How was yesterday's trading? Tell me about it. Great you joined. Really appreciate it. Great stuff. Yeah. Like, it is literally free money in my opinion. Because all you really have to do is just watch this live stream. Like also the live stream. And that's pretty much already it. Like, there's not much more into it. That's pretty much the whole story already. There's boy 5 with sec. What's up, man? What's up, my brother? How's it going? Today we're going to keep it like low key. We're going to keep it simple. We're going to keep it easy. We're going to keep it, yeah, like pretty damn easy. Feel me? Yeah, man. Like, I just woke up just for the live stream. To be honest, I also didn't really feel like you sick, chap. Wishing you well. Ah, brother, I ain't sick. But thank you, appreciate it. That's my allergy, But like, I'm not really sick. Because I was out today, and every time that I'm out, then yeah, I'm just getting the symptoms of the allergy. But like, I'm not sick. I really appreciate it, man. Wishing you well as well. And yeah, so like, currently we are rolling with, let's look at the account. Everybody's interested, isn't it? So, I took some trades on perhaps Friday, I don't know which day exactly it was. And we're currently at 39, right? So, we are almost at the point where if you would have entered at the very start of the challenge, you would have doubled your money. For no reason, doing nothing, like literally. Not moving a single finger. I used to say, not in terms of trading, but just in general, passive income doesn't exist, but I guess it does. And yeah, we have been rolling so far. We ran the account, and there's going to be an mega ultra video going to be coming out. That video, it's like 6 or 7 hours long. It's like crazy. It's like the full movie of us being in these live streams. Some guys, just came in later. Some guys just came in from the very start, watching these live streams, and then from there on, we have basically turned the entire account into double its size, which is pretty impressive if you ask me. Like, And we also did a first try, right? We didn't take like multiple tries for it. First try, risking approximately 30% at the very start. Now we are risking way less than 30%. I even took a trade that I mean, the copy trading guys know. I took a trade that was like, if it would be a loss, like a $3 loss or something like that. And for our current account, let's just say it's 40 right now. That's like not even 10%. Right? So we don't even have to risk it that much anymore. Right? Pretty crazy stuff. Pretty crazy stuff. Pretty little baby. Pretty little baby. Guys, can everybody hear me well? Is the audio fine? You know, like I'm not really sick. Because I was out today and every time that I'm out. Okay, audio's good. Is there a way to actually see the whole screen? I'm watching on a PC and even when I full screen it shows vertically. Brother, go to my YouTube channel, okay? Then you go to live. And always, for every future live stream, there's going to be two ones. You have the vertical, I mean the horizontal, and you're going to have the vertical, okay? So, and it's actually even saying you're streaming horizontal too, brother. Nah, but I get it, you know, you could miss it sometimes, I get it. So yeah, just go to horizontal and just everybody who's watching, like, just go to my YouTube channel, go to live, and there's going to be two live streams. Go watch horizontal channel. I much rather prefer you do that instead of the regular vertical. So go watch horizontal I'm talking about. Alright guys? Because if you're also watching horizontal, then you're going to be able to see the entire analysis, the entire screen, yada yada yada, and we're all happy. But if anything, then pretty little baby, pretty little baby. Yeah. Guys, make sure to like the live stream, okay? Just leave a like. Jaden was saying, hear you very well. Alright, that's perfect. Pretty little baby. Okay. Yeah, the chat is in here. What do you guys think? Is it better that the chat is in here? Or would you much rather not have it? Okay, Dressboy5 was saying, my bad, I always see that on screen, but I just click directly to stream from notification and it take me to the vertical one. Never knew there was two actual streams. Yeah, man, it's kind of confusing. And it's not your fault. It's the fault of a multi-billion-dollar company who's not able to do it the correct way. What is the correct way? When it's one live stream, right? So when you click on it, it is just one live stream, because how's it right now? One live stream is just streaming like a regular, like a horizontal video, and the other live stream is being live streamed on the shorts feed, okay? The way it should be done, if a multi-billion-dollar company wouldn't be shitty as hell, then it would be like that. You live stream, and simultaneously you're going to live stream on both shorts and horizontal. When you're looking at horizontal, but then flipping your phone or PC, whatever, then it is just going to show the horizontal format. And if you're watching on the phone, it's going to show you the vertical format. That's it. One live stream, but you can watch it in different ways. But how is it right now? I have to do two separate live streams, like they don't have anything to do with each other, basically. So that I can also reach short feed, but also the normal horizontal feed. But yeah, man, it's not your fault. It's their fault. Yeah, pretty much. I like what we have on your GBP. I mean, there's also some other options in here. Options. 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 Okay, man, I should stop doing that shit. People might believe I'm crazy. I'm just doing fun in these live streams. Like, let me have some fun, guys. Come on. It's all about fun, isn't it? At the end of the day. Don't you want to have fun? Don't you deserve you? And now, quiet when I'm coming home. My own. I can say I like it, like it. We going crazy. What's the name of the song, guys? Can everybody guess it? Oh, I say I like it. Alright, so we got basically Euro GBP in the making. So let's basically start with the analysis, alright? I think it's enough boredom for everybody there that has joined. Let's start with Euro GBP. No, Euro CHF. So on Euro CHF, what can we spot? Basically, I'm going to zoom in as always, guys. We have this previous day candle, which hasn't really gone anywhere. Well, yes, preferably it has gone onto the downside. Well, this is like the first impulsive move of, okay, let's trade onto the previous day low, not to the previous day high. Possible to do because we also have relative equal lows in here. So this is further confirming our bias. No, but there's one problem. Jaden was saying, it's good to see you fucking around a bit. Don't hold back. Alright, my brother. I won't hold back. So what do we have on the 4-hour time frame? But I think we have to readjust our time. Yeah, we have to readjust the time. Oh, Alex MMXM was saying not time to slip. No, the time is not to slip, my brother. Because spread is already pretty normal. And like even on prop firms, even on brokers, whatever it's going to be, the spread is already as good as it gets, basically. I mean, yes, it could be a little bit better, but it's like totally fine. Especially on my broker that I'm trading on. Oh no, hang on. It's not going to be like 10 pips or something. Like I've already checked it out. This is like 4 pips or something. Right? So I also don't really like to participate in that trade. Simply because there's not enough gifted movement. See it as that. There's going to be gifted movement. All of that. Trading into the previous day low. Everything that comes after that is not gifted. So let me see how the original position will be looking like to further demonstrate it to you. You see? Basically everything below in here is not gifted. I don't really like that too much. If this candle, if the previous candle high would be looking differently, then I would be taking this anyways, because there's simply this FEG and I see a reason to trade lower. But there's internal, external liquidity in here, and also the reason that I've just named you with the hashtag, right? You don't really want to participate in that one either. Stream is lagging. Stream, like for me, it should be fine. Is the stream really lagging? Is the stream lagging for everybody or maybe only for Able Memo? Let's go to AUD CHF. Yeah, for AUD CHF, guys, like we don't even have to bother. As you can see, like all of them is. We can't tell. I mean, for me, it's going fine, man. Like, I don't know. AUD USD. That's something that we like. So let's start freshly. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. What's the pair? Currently it's AUD USD, brother. Like you always see it here on the top left. You see. what the screen is. Okay, so here, are we going to go for the previous day high or are we going to go for the previous day low? It's good now? Alright, good to hear. Are we going for the high or for the low? As always, guys, we want to ask ourselves that. Probably we are going to go for the high and not for the low. Now, what else can we see on the daily chart alone? We do have relative equal highs in here. So most likely, we're also going to trade there. Preferably, this would also be relative equal highs, then this would be like a great setup. No, not talking about that this is a bad setup, but would make it even better. Now we're going to measure out the Fibonacci level, which we have not been trading back into yet. Let me look at the weekly real quick. Weekly is also starting to look bullish. Why? Because this is basically our pullback, traded into this FEG. Now there could be the time to trade onto the upside, fill out these two gaps. Now that is going to be further confirmed onto the daily chart and once we really see it. What I just really like and what I appreciate about this entire trade is that the equilibrium, right, did not get hit yet, but we got pretty close onto it. So that's something that I like. Let me put it in yellow type shit. Or is there also orange? Yeah, orange. Then what else do we have? We have the previous day high, right? You see how we're building an entire framework? I told you this a lot of times. Don't just trade one concept. Don't just trade into the previous day high. It can be done. One student is actually currently doing it. He's only trading the previous day high and previous day low. But I also told him, in theory, that can work. But if you want to like really maximize profits and avoid losses, then you also have to go into the 4 and 1 hour time frame. But I'm also open for everybody to figure it out themselves, right? Because sometimes people may find something that works for them better. Also happens, right? My student Ghostwhale is trading crypto, but I'm not trading crypto yet. He is successful in it. Okay, so we want to trade into the previous day high, not to the previous day low. And that is pretty much a framework. We also have these relative equal highs in here. Right, so let me quickly mark it out. I'm going to put it like that. So we have previous day high plus relative equal highs. So we have the liquidity. We have also the momentum, right? This is a momentum candle. Heavily shooting into one direction compared to its previous two candles, right? That's what I like to see. We want to... Ibn was saying screen is zoomed. Yeah, that's on purpose, brother. You know, I'm purposely zooming in, zooming out, zooming in, zooming out. That's good. So Jaden was saying it was a bit off, probably not your side the problem. Oh, with the lagging, yeah, could be. Nah, I think it was actually my problem because I had a VPN on, but you know, if it's like good now, then it's good now. One concept fades away after some time. Yes, man, exactly. I need to watch a new video. Haven't done it yet. You know, go watch it, brother. It's pretty good. Like I made an entire checklist for you to have an A+ setup. I really hope that you like it. I like that video, to be honest. Nothing's better than Confluence. Yes, man. Alright, so we want to trade on to the previous day high. That's pretty much going to be the main pair. 4 hour also looks pretty fine. Why? Because we have been trading back into this FEG, which actually has been a BPR range. Traded into it, moved higher, has taken out internal liquidity. So that's an internal break of structure to me. Okay. So let me just put it like that. BPR, 4 hour. There you go. And then from here on, we want to trade on to the upside. You see how easy it is? Like, really, sometimes people be coming up, like also in the live stream, maybe some of you guys be saying, you know, this sometimes it's getting complicated, but guys, you really just have to repeat it a lot of the times. That's why also I'm repeating myself that many times, because I want you to learn it. I want you to understand it, and that only works by repeating a lot of this stuff. Okay? So we're having an entire framework. You see how it just makes sense in that case? We have the equilibrium, so that's like hashtag number 1, right? The EQ. Hashtag number 2 is just simply going to be previous day high. Right, the previous day high. It's going to be the AQ. And I'm gonna put it like that. Right, then hashtag number 3 is going to be the relative equal highs. And then yeah, like hashtag number 4 could be also that we have rejected off of a BPR. You see how it just makes sense? So the next conclusion, Sherlock Holmes would be saying, we are going to go onto the upside. Okay? Simple as that, guys. Nothing too complicated. It's all pretty easy stuff. Able Memo, if you want, you can also watch on horizontal. I recommend watching on horizontal. Right now you're watching on the vertical live stream. That's why you can't see stuff. Go watch the horizontal. There's 2 live streams. So you'll basically go in here to my channel, live. There's going to be 2. Go click on this one. And everybody who has been watching the vertical, go watch the horizontal live stream, guys. That's why I've put it like right in here. Like here, streaming horizontal too, it's saying. So go to this live stream. You're going to have an easier time. Okay, so this looks pretty good. Let's go to AUD cap. Are we going for the previous day high or are we going for the previous day low? You know, like first things first, what I already don't like is that this entire candle is pretty far away from its next candle open. So basically the candle opened right in here and we are significantly far away from the high of it. So that's something that I don't like. Now what I do like is that we have relative equal highs in here, as you can see. These are going to be internal, these are going to be external. Let me mark them out more clearly. You see? So most likely we are actually going to trade onto the upside with internal and external. Right? And even more external, but they don't really matter for right now. Let me see the premium to discount. Here we have already traded back into it, so it doesn't really matter. Now what I also like about this trade is, as you can see, we have price gaps in here. And these are quite significant because we have 2 of them. We have 1 price gap, so number 1, and we have second price gap, number 2. These both are working hand in hand because now the market like basically created a second time that it was not able to rebalance. All the market really does the entire day is rebalance imbalances. So your job as a trader is to find the imbalances and then have an estimation of when that is going to happen, because I can have some kind of imbalance in here that happened a couple months ago last year, right? But it's not really much of a lot of value because I can't time it. I don't know when that is going to happen. So of course we're not going to trade all the way lower because there's some kind of fart FEG down there. Okay. Fart FEG. Anyways, everyone was saying just switch to horizontal better. That's great, man. Always watch horizontal. So that is the reason why this will be a niche case where I would be willing to participate in a trade. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly looking fire as hell. It's just completely fire. You know what I mean? It was perfect. Perfect. Right? We really like to see that. What is the reason for that? Massive, like literally massive gap onto the weekly time frame. Right? We like to trade back into it with a body closure. If you haven't seen me doing it yet, go watch the masterclass. For everybody that has watched new quickly, go watch the masterclass on YouTube. I've done a full masterclass. It's free for you to watch. There you go. So what do we have in here? We're probably going to trade onto the upside. Now this is not the best trade that you could have taken, and the reason for that is pretty simple. Because we're a little bit farther away from the previous day high than comfort in that sense. But we're still able to take a trade based off what we have seen on the weekly, daily, with the gaps. I really like to see that. Also, what's quite of a benefit is we don't really have to move a lot, okay? So you see, I'm gonna put it like this. Alright, I'm going to extend the entire position. You see, we have the daily time frame. We want to trade onto the upside, and remember, this is the previous day high. And look, we don't even have to trade all the way to the previous day high in order for our take profit to get hit. So that's something that we also pretty appreciate about this entire framework. We only have to trade like a little bit onto the upside, boom, take profit hit. Now this entire trade is going to get onto the downside first though, I'm pretty sure. Why? Because this candle needs to have a larger wick onto the downside first until it's going to continue higher. Also, if you're not familiar with this kind of logic, what I'm basically saying right now, go watch the masterclass. Jonathan Mikobo was saying, what's the current balance on the 20 USD? We're currently at 39 USD. Now, if there's going to be somebody saying, oh, well, but you're going to 10K, why is it only at 40? Brother, we have doubled the entire account, and I'm also doing copy trading. As you can see, if you would have started to follow my trades from the very beginning of the Star Challenge, you would have made like almost $800 by now for nothing. Like, you have not moved a single finger. I have traded for you. The link to that is in the description, first link. Anyways, so this is definitely potential to take, but more of a higher risky scenario. Let's go to AUD NZD real quick. Daily time frame, I don't like it at all. At all. The reason is simple. Now, somebody will be saying, well, but we have these strong relative equal highs, and trust me, brother, I also like these relative equal highs up there. But if you look at that closely, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? And then it's about to create its 8th candle, potentially onto the upside. Remember, guys, the more candles we have of one color, the more likely it becomes that it's just going to reverse on you. And if it's going to reverse on you, then it's pretty bad as shit, right? So we don't want to participate in that one, even though it is looking like we're going to try onto the upside. What I would rather like to see is a candle lower than the next candle taking out its previous day low, right? And then the next candle, so basically the third, this will be like a Thursday, Friday, something like that, a big bullish candle onto the upside, and then from here on we can trade into the liquidity and also into the previous day high. Jonathan was saying that's a lot, almost 100%. Yes, brother, you get the math behind it, because a lot of people, like I had that one incel, I'm not going to name him, he joined, he's also watching right now, and he was like, yeah, your account should already be at X amount. I tried to explain to him, brother, like, we have doubled the entire account, right? Maybe if I'm going to redo this challenge, right, I might as well just start with 100, 200, 1000, depending on how I feel like, basically. Just to demonstrate it, not even because it's necessary, right? Because remember, like, this is the entire premise of this entire challenge, flipping in a very small account to something very large. This is the point of it, right? But maybe just to show incels like that okay, if you can do it with 20 bucks, you're going to be able to do it with 1000 or whatever amount it's going to be. So we were at AUD CAT, no, at AUD NZD, so no trade for that one, guys. You should already know this by now, everybody that has been watching live streams. So Clone Asia, 77% is a crazy amount of return. Yes, brother. So Jonathan was saying 100%. It's like almost 100%. I mean, we're like a good chunk away from 100%, but yeah, we're getting there. Clone Asia was saying 77% if we're going to look at it. Yes, like 77%. Like, we're getting there. It's really good chunk that we have built up so far. So AUD NZD, NZD CAT, how's that looking like? Are we wanting to trade onto the upside or to the downside? It's a similar situation that we had on this pair, right? With the gaps, remember? We have like a lot of gaps. That's why we want to trade onto the upside, this and that. Here, AUD CAT. So here it's like a similar situation, but just way worse in that sense, because the previous day high is even further away, so we don't really appreciate looking at that, right? Even though there's a gap, we might trade back into it higher. I don't really like to see that. Shadrach Elkanah was saying, watching from Nigeria, love the way you explain the candles. Appreciate you, my man, for watching the live stream. I try my best to explain it. Show insults like that, Ruffle. I don't want to give him any attention. I don't want to say his name. I don't want anybody to know about him in that sense. Not giving any spotlight. It's just like a mysterious person in that sense. Nobody knows about But like in the future, if like some kind of insult like that is going to join, like definitely I'm going to like put him on the front of our screen, you know. I'm not talking about you, of course, like just as an example. I'm gonna do this shit. And then we're all always going to make fun of him, you know, this incels saying some shit on the live streams, man. Anyways, no bullying, of course. No victims were harmed in this live stream. Everyone was saying, are we going to switch lot size now since we have doubled it? No, we're not going to switch lot size yet. I'm going to explain it further a little bit later. You can ask me again if you want. Shadow was saying, watching from Nigeria. Yes, appreciate my brother. Jaden was saying the AUD CAT and AUD USD are similar trades. Would you have risk on each? Not really, because we're also not able to do a lot of risk management as of right now. Now the only like risk management that I can do as of right now is basically trade with a 0.02 quantity, because previously we have always been trading with a 0.01. Now we have like almost double it. Now we could double the lot size, but I'm not going to do that. I want to build up a bigger buffer, and then I'm going to start 0.2. So let's just say I want to bring the account to 60 bucks. From there, then I'm going to use 0.2, right? Because you don't immediately want to double the risk just because you doubled the account. There's sort of a risk management logic in here. We want to basically 3x the entire account, and only then we're going to double, because then we're not having double the risk, but we're only having like 1.5 of the risk, if you get what I'm saying. Okay. I made an account 2% up in a week, trading only 3 pairs. It's a test account though. Yeah, you know, you're going to get up there. Like it is going to take time, but like already 2% up. That's exactly what we're looking for. We're not looking for like 20% weeks or anything like that. We're looking for consistent growth over time. Growth. I don't know what I was saying there. Abelman was saying, so still 0.01. Yes, man, still. What's up? Took AUD USD. What's up, my brother? Keep in mind, goes well, you know, it's like not our regular session time yet. You know, like we're not at USD standard time, but you know what you do. So we don't really want to trade onto the upside on this pair. Let's go to NZD USD. This pair is looking already way more promising. It's similar to this one, but we're just way closer onto the previous day high. So I'm also way more willing to take this trade. Right, probably we're going to trade onto the upside, not to the downside. And no guys, I'm not sick. This is my allergy. So we want to trade onto the previous day high, not to the previous day low. What I like about this trade is you can see we have this price action gap. The ones who watch the masterclass already know how I'm trading this kind of stuff. So we want to trade onto the gap and onto the upside. Let me see how the original position will be looking like. We're going to trade into this candle low in here, pretty sure. So we don't even have to reach all the way to the previous day high. That's what I like about this trade, okay? Fortunately, we cannot do something like that because like that's more of a extreme thing, and we don't really like to do that in that case. Now we have been trading onto the downside lower and lower, right? But that doesn't mean that it's impossible to take a trade onto the upside. Now, if the previous week low had not been taken out, I'm going to zoom in for you. As you can see, it had been taken out already. If this hadn't happened yet, I wouldn't be taking a trade. This is like a necessity in this kind of trade because we're just trading onto the downside. So you want to be careful of catching a falling knife. Let's go to USD CHF daily time frame. Are we going for the low, for the high? Can't really build a framework off of this. On the other trades, at least we had some kind of gap that we can trade into. You know, it was looking something like that, like a gap, and then we want to trade onto the downside. Here we literally just have a 50-50 scenario candle, which we don't really like to trade that, guys. So Shadrach was saying, sneezing bro, get well, sorry, avoid much exposure to much air conditioning. We need you here, man. Appreciate it, my brother, you know, really kind words. It's I hate this allergy. I was like getting out today, and that's like sort of the consequences. I knew that shit is going to happen, but yeah. So Clone Asia was saying USD CAT and GBP, JPY. We can look at USD CAT, yeah, USD CAT. Here USD get daily time frame, much more promising than no the GBP USD. You want to look at hang on, I'm confused myself. You wanted to look at USD cat, but GBP USD, like aside from that, now we're already in here. Oh, this was a different time frame. Never mind, guys. I was on some kind of different time frame, I guess. So on the daily time frame, this could be looking a little bit better. But probably valid to take. Okay, since we're already at this pair, let's do the analysis on it. So we've already traded into an equilibrium. Not like to see that. Like for this trade, there's like not really much going for this trade beside the daily time frame. That's pretty much all that goes for this one. So hang on. USD CAD, you said we can also look at that, sure. Daily time frame. It's also looking like quite fire, to be honest. Like we can't trade onto the downside, right? There is potential to trade lower. Now, like keep in mind, we have been coming from a massive uptrend. What I don't like is that the previous week high had not been taken out. If the previous week high has already been taken out, I would be way more willing to take a trade. But since it's looking like that, I am not really interested to participate in. Like on the very short term, this might go lower, but I think there's way better trades to take. We don't really have to get risky. GBP, JPY, daily time frame. Yes, we want to trade onto the upside. Have we traded into like barely? Like if this didn't get into like a equilibrium, like perfect trade. Okay, let me look at the chart real quick. GBP, JPY looking good, but it doesn't have much confluence, I guess. Yeah, man. And we're going to look at it further in just a bit. Janer was saying any opportunity you try using a crypto exchange that can we do copy trade. Unfortunately, I'm in US and your platform does not allow me to trade. You know, for that, I also thought about setting up a different kind of broker for everybody that lives in the US for the future. Have an eye on that. Keep annoying me in the live streams, like for real. Like I'm not being mean in that sense. Just keep annoying me in the live stream. So I am going to do it. If there's like enough of a demand for people from the US wanting to copy my trades, then I'm going to do it. I'm going to set up an entirely other sort of platform, other broker, and then on that one, you're going to be able to follow my trades. If once again, there's enough demand for it, right? Even Memo saying I would be always careful for good job, I guess, because of its nature. Yeah. Probably you're talking about the pair. Hey bro, what's up? Last one, what's up, my brother? Good to see you back. Clone Asia was saying IC markets will be cool if you're looking for a new broker. Yeah, man, I've also looked into IC markets and I like it so far. Just like I'm not looking for a switch because I really like fusion markets. It's the broker that I have been trading for a longest time. Now, this account that we are currently trading, this like an entire new account, not just the C Trader account, not also these like fart accounts that I'm having in here. Hang on. Not also these fart accounts that I'm having in here. There's like a completely new account, like new fusion markets account. It's like separately from my private and also for everything that I'm doing in the live streams, content, whatever it's going to be. And so I really like fusion markets, right? I stay behind it and I use it before I have ever been copy trading. But you know, if like there's enough people from the US wanting to copy the trades, then yes, I'm going to set up like either IC market or some kind of other, like it has to be a broker that is official, that is regulated. I'm not doing BS brokers. So help check GBP USD. So we're currently at GBP USD, my brother. Guys, make sure to like the live stream. Come on, guys. Everybody like the live stream. 10 people watching, 5 likes though. What's the difference for your private and the stream? What's the DF? Like, is it different? I don't know. What's the DF for your private and the stream? I mean, if you're talking about difference, it is just basically that I'm splitting up the entire account so nothing gets mixed up. GBP, and also they just gave me for like, so I'm partnered with Fusion Markets, right? I have also a referral link. You have to use my referral link to join my copy trading, this kind of stuff. And they just gave me a new account in that sense. But not for copy trading because I had already basically reached out to them. Yes, difference. Okay, I've already reached out to them before the copy trading, and that's how we're rolling with. Okay, so GBP USD, yeah, we want to trade onto the upside based on the daily time frame, but it doesn't really have much going for it aside from the daily time frame. I like to see a little bit more confluence for me to appreciate that. Hello, brother, watching from Nigeria. What's up, my brother? How's it going? How's it going there in Nigeria? What's up, my man? So, my brother Clonai Asia was saying GBP JPY was interesting, and it was in fact interesting, but we have not traded into this shitty, like we have already traded into this equilibrium. I would love to see not for that to happen. This would be like amazing, and I would be like immediately into the trade. But since things are looking a little bit differently, it's not that easy of a decision. Like, we have a lot of pairs to trade today, to be honest. Like, you could potentially be trading 5 or 6 different trades today, right? If you want to trade every single trade. But I'm not going to do that. I like to focus on the best pairs, right? AUD USD. Potentially, this is like high risk AUD CAD. But I think there was something else. NZD USD is, to be honest, also like not the best high probability trade. Because we're basically catching a falling knife and we are counter trending if we're going to take it. So USD CHF real quick. Let me look at GBP JPY real quick. Because GBP JPY I like more than GBP USD. Let's look at GBP USD, the difference. Here, like once again, we're basically catching a falling knife. We are trading onto the downside, we can't neglect that. And then we could potentially revisit one more time these lows. Probably not going to happen because this candle right in here, so this one has already taken out liquidity. So now there is time to go onto the upside potentially, right? So we're going to go for the previous day high. But still, there's like all of this basically, like all of this, like Dead Sea, scary area that we don't want to trade into, okay? We got 10 likes. I'm gonna do the push-ups in just a bit. GBP. But the difference between GBP, JPY, GBP, JPY, GBP, JPY, GBP, JPY, GBP, JPY, GBP, JPY, GBP, JPY. The difference in here is that we're basically not counter trending, right? Like arguably we are even trading with the right momentum because we're trading onto the upside. But I don't even care what recently, like what that far away has happened. I like to focus on what recently has happened. We are trading onto the upside, higher highs, higher lows. We have made a shift onto the downside, but I do believe that this entire imbalance needs to get filled out greater. So there's reasoning to trade onto the upside. That's why I like this more, because we're not catching a falling knife. On GBP USD, it's basically looking like that, right? Hang on, like lower, 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 and then from here on we want to take a trade onto the upside, right? With our take profit or stop loss. That's like sort of the problem. But in here, GBP, JPY, GBP, JPY, GBP, JPY, GBP, JPY, GBP, JPY, GBP, JPY, GBP, JPY. I'm going crazy, guys. We want to trade onto the upside because we're not basically catching a falling knife. And if we're also going to take the position, like just imagine it, we don't even have to trade all the way to the previous day high. Which could very well be done, right? If you're going to take like very high risky. I'm not going to do that though. And also what I like, no way candle in here on the 1 hour. Hang on, here, no way candle in here. So also something that we really like to see. Yep. A Telegram group, please, brother. Join my Discord. It's also in the description of this live stream. Also, in case you're watching on the vertical live streams, go watch the horizontal live stream. Okay. So I'm having an entire Discord. If you want, join a Discord, because Telegram, I am only going to do Telegram if there's like a lot of people interested in that, like in almost all things. Because not that it's hard creating a Telegram channel, but it's just the problem that if I am going to create it, I would also have to maintain it basically, right? So people are interested in whatever stuff I'm posting in there, right? Which is like not quite worth it if it's like just you in that sense. So it's easier if you just join us than if we join you in that sense. Because like Discord is already established, like here as you can see, right? We already have our shit going on in here. Feel free to join, brother. You're welcome. Okay, Discord, thanks. Shedra was saying, great shit, man. Fire. So yeah, guys, what do you think of these analysis? What do you think of GBP, JPY? I think it's an interesting case study in that sense, right? It is also like our better alternative for right now. Keep in mind, I haven't taken a trade yet. I'm always taking the trades live in these live streams, no BS going on whatsoever. All right, so everyone was saying, what's your view on GBP, JPY, FEG on the 4 hour? Okay. Which 4 hour FEG? Oh, like no FEG, just in general 4 hour. What I see in here is that we have this entire FEG that we haven't filled out fully. Now we have already traded back into it, so it doesn't hold too much weight, but we have still room to go. On the 4 hour, also, we have a FEG close by, right? So there is potential to trade onto the downside first in here and only then onto the upside. That's something that we don't like, of course. We're also going to base our entire stop loss most likely in here, right? Because the trade, if it already runs that deep, or like not that deep, if it already runs all the way in here from, hang on. So basically from here all the way in here, then it's also just going to get lower and we're just fucked. Okay. JPP, JPY I always hate because of its nature. In general, like for some reason the JPY pairs are just they're pretty volatile, to be honest, and they can also be unpredictable at times. But if the setup aligns, if it's looking good, then I'm willing to take it in that sense, you know. We can also put the chart like that, you know. You see, now we have a clean chart. So we want to trade onto the upside pretty much. But I really get it. So Dark Shadow was saying, I really want to learn this negative receipt word. Can you explain the concept, please? Brother, for that, you go to my YouTube channel. Like, don't get me wrong, in these live streams, we're having also a lot of analysis. I'm also talking a lot about this entire stuff. Right, and how to do it. You're basically seeing live trade executions on how I'm doing it on a daily basis. However, I've done an entire masterclass because like I cannot talk about everything like in just one live stream. Here, go watch the masterclass, and yeah, feel free to get back to me when you have watched it. So we got 14 people watching. What's good, everybody? Guys, you are watching right now on the vertical. Go watch on the horizontal live stream. Just go to my channel. Under the live section, there's going to be the horizontal channel. Same shit, but just better. Unless you really prefer to watch vertically, then that's on you. So, pick the pairs that we are going to take, star. Let's get ready. Yeah, 1 second. Dark Shadow saying thanks so much. I'll go watch them now. All right, my brother. You can just watch them after the live stream. Like, no hurry. Squirrel was saying, so what you're selling or buying GBP, JPY? I'm like 100% going to buy GBP, JPY and not going to sell, brother. Because we want to trade onto the upside based off the reasons that I've named before. Have you been there when I have done the analysis or not? I can also do them again real quick. So Emmanuel was saying hi. What's good, my brother? Jaden was saying good job. It's proven to be the most volatile pair. Oh, GJ. Have seen time and time again. Yeah, man, like it is really pretty volatile. I also don't really like that shit, to be honest with you, but the framework just aligns, and if it aligns, then I'm willing to take it. Basically, let's hope that this doesn't you know, fall back, and then in hindsight it's going to be a shit decision. But no, it's not going to be a shit decision, because every trade you're going to take, if you followed your rules and whatnot, then it was not a shit trade, even if it's a loss, right? It's only a shit trade if you didn't follow your rules. Then it's pretty shitty. So Squirrel was saying just came. Okay, so I'm going to give you a quick rundown. Going to remove everything. So Able Memo, you know, I've basically already picked the pairs. Like, it's going to be not your GBP. This is not going to be the pair. We are not going to trade that. It's going to be AUD USD. This is like the very best pair that you can go for. AUD CAT is also a pair that you can go for, but higher risk. Then there was also NZD USD. You can also go for it, but this is like the highest risk, because we're basically catching a falling knife. Like, you can't tell if we're going to stop here or not, right? Don't get to me that, yeah, but you know, I know how to tell that we're going to stop in here. No, you can't. Like, I'm not talking about you specifically, just in general. Like, it is very hard to time the market. And also Squirrel, I'm just going to get back into the pair for you in just a second. USD CHF, also no pair. GBP USD, potentially trade, but I'm not going to take it. So we were looking at GBP JPY, guys. Guys, everybody who's watching the vertical stream, go watch a horizontal stream. Like, I know I'm being annoying here, but I'm just trying to get you know about it. So I'm going to read the chat in just a second. I'm going to run you down Squirrel, okay? And also for like further analysis, so like the fully breakdown onto the strategy, go watch the masterclass. I've just put it into the chat. So are we going for the previous day high or for the previous day low? That's basically what we want to ask ourselves every single day. If the answer is I don't know and you can't tell, then you're not going to trade that day. That is how simple I am basically approaching the market. If I can't tell, no trade. In that case, we pretty surely can't tell. We're going to trade onto the upside. Most likely, not to the downside. So we're going to market it out. It's going to be 4 time frame. From here on, or let's stay on the daily, I like to look out for imbalances. Usually, I like to do that. And if we have not traded into an equilibrium yet, then that's a really great setup to take. Now, we have already traded into an equilibrium. It's not the end of the world, but preferably, I would have liked to see that, right? Because that means there's still momentum to go on to the upside. Now, so there's that. And besides that, there's like not really much to say else about this trade. There's just overall a good moment to basically take the position, like not right now, but a little bit later. And yeah, that's basically the rundown. GBP, JPY doesn't have much going on for it, but the things that it has going for it are looking quite promising. So, Wokes was saying, great setup, bro. GBP, JPY. Appreciate my brother. You know, I hope you can also learn from it. You know, Wokes reminds me of Willy Wonka from Breaking Bad. Anyways, Shadra was saying GBP, JPY for our time bullish scenario if the pair maintains support above the 209.50. Oh, you're talking about that, brother. Like, I'm not trading like this. You know why? Because I am way more short term. I don't really like to look out for that. I'm not interested in a trade that is going to go for days and then we're going to go on to the downside for that case, basically. Not really caring about that. I really just want to know the next move for right now, basically. But sharp observation anyways, this is going to be a major support level or even a magnet, depending on how you're going to put it. AUD CAD has too many continuous bullish candles, but it still somehow looks good. AUD CAD, we looked at it. Yeah, that's true. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles, but it's still looking fine, right? For whatever reason, or like now for whatever reason, because of this gap. Now, this pair, so what I sometimes like to do with these kinds of scenarios, if I just want to further be a little bit more confident, I like to go on a different broker. We already know about this, especially you. If it has too many candles of one color, we are not willing to take the trade most likely. Now, in that case, if the framework still looks fine, only then I'm doing this kind of stuff. I'm going to go on a different broker and I'm going to look at their chart. That is going to tell me, okay, like some kind of other broker, they already had a down close candle and the entire consecutive up close or down close candle rule was basically already been reset. You get what I'm saying? So GBP, JPY. Able Memo saying risky AUD USD or AUD CAD. AUD CAD is more risky, brother. Of course, like or like not of course, but you see, we have like way more confluence going for this trade. We want to trade onto the upside, establish movement, internal liquidity, external liquidity, previous day high, relative equal highs. Equilibrium has not been it. But this trade already has going for it is this entire gap that we haven't traded back into, which is fair enough. This is also something that we appreciate. We like to see that, but it's like not the highest probability trade that we're willing to participate on a day-to-day basis, right? So there's that basically, It's trading not okay for general analysis. Is trading not okay for general analysis? Sorry, I mean TradingView. Is TradingView not okay for general? Now, TradingView is the best for general analysis, but for execution, I don't really recommend trading on TradingView, like actually taking the trades. I think I like to have like different platforms. You see, having a different platform for each thing that I'm basically doing, and I like to separate that. Separation, I like it in general. So, but like TradingView for analysis is the best pair that you can trade. So quickly, I want to see. Keep it up, bro. You're gold level. Appreciate it, my brother. I have done entire masterclass if you're looking for more content, my brother. I really appreciate the kind word. Thanks for the response, Shadrach. Nah, of course, man. I'm always responding to chat. I'm not at the point where, like the chat is being flooded and I can't see it anymore. Like I see every single message that you're writing me. 10 pip TP on all of these. Yeah, mostly like 10 pip take profit. Like, hang on. We're probably even going to just triple checking, yeah, man. We're probably even going to take, we're probably even going to take, like, what's it called? Right now. I've not expected the stream to go this long, but, here we are. Everybody saying. So yeah, pretty much like my favorite pair is going to be AUD USD and AUD CAD. For anything else, yes, you can take it, but I don't really recommend it much. Like there's better opportunities. Divu Gaming was saying how long it took you to become a profitable trader. So brother, I've been trading for 6 years now and I'm profitable for 3 years. So it took me around 3 years. Like a good 3 years to become profitable. But like once I became profitable, getting to 1 million funded didn't really take long. Because once you're profitable, it just goes so fast, trust me. It all the losses you made throughout the years were just going to you're just going to get it all back. Shadow was saying, we enjoying the live stream. Appreciate it, man. You know, I really love hearing these messages. I also hope that you enjoy it, but especially, you know, it gives you value. Abelman was saying, Star, what's the risk management and the long-term plan for the challenge? Like estimated time, months, lot size, after a certain amount, and so on. Hang on. So one thing at a time. The risk management, like I told you previously, once we're at like 60 bucks or like approaching 60 bucks, then I'm willing to increase the lot size, right, to like 2. Because look at it this way. If we're going to have it like that, so the account is at 20 bucks, right? And I don't care. I know that the dollar sign is in here, but I don't really give a fuck about that because it doesn't make any sense. You're American guys. Like, it doesn't really make any sense. You're saying $20, not $1.20, okay? And we're basically always putting in 0.01 lots. If we're now at 40, right, and we're putting in 0.02 lots, then basically we're risking the same amount, right? We're still basically hovering around that edge of losing the entire account in that sense. But if we're at 60 bucks, and now we're starting to go with 0.2, now we're not risking the, now we're basically not having this same risk as we had in here and also in here. Now the entire risk is kind of split up. We're able to make more profit, but we're also able to endure just more drawdown. So that's more of a smarter approach, you know? So Kelowna AJ was saying, bro, want to know more about your journey? I mean, it sounds very interesting. I can walk you through, but for like total sort of the total story on like my very first video on YouTube, it's going to explain to you. I was just in my car driving around like James Bond, and I was just explaining you the entire story. You see, I'm just driving around, la 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 la. You see, this was like 8 months ago. But like, to keep it quick, basically I started like very young. With 15 years old, I already got into trading, not as a professional as of right now. When people like say this, what, you start with 15? Don't get me wrong, when I started with 15, it was not like total analysis, and also it was also not Forex. It was just crypto. At that time, everybody was talking about crypto, and I was just a little bit more open-minded, and I knew like very early on I didn't want to work like a regular job, right? And so I just looked into this crypto thing, and yeah, I had an account, like it was not under my name, and I somehow deposited 20 bucks on it, right? I asked somebody else, like somebody older than me, can you deposit like some money into that account? And then I was trading with it. Lost it all. Like 20 bucks for a 15-year-old is quite some money. Not the end of the world, but it's also quite ass. And I was like, man, like this can't be true. Like, also made some wins here and there, but I was, of course, all overall just simply losing. Okay. It was like a lot of like time and nights where I also wanted to give up, but I never did, of course. Now, once again, I really, really recommend to you, and it's to this day one of my favorite videos on my YouTube channel. Like the very first video, it just explained the story so well, and I was also so deep when I explained it. Basically, I was like such in a mood. I really, really recommend watching that video, because I remember also watching like working a 9-to-5 job, and then that shit, of course, like also hit like very hard, because you're not really able to do trading, but also your 9-to-5 job, and you know that just clashes with each other. Kelowna AJ was saying, I've already seen the first video, and that's what makes me more curious. Oh, okay, so you have already seen it. Devo Gaming was saying, damn, I'm at the break-even stage, brother. You know, it is going to take time, but you're going to get out of it, I'm pretty sure, if you're going to stick to this. So Kelowna AJ was saying he has already watched. Okay, like if you have already watched it, then I guess you already know like a lot of details. What do you want to know like more about? Is there something specific that I can tell you about what you will be interested in, brother? Shadrach was saying the sleepless got to pay off, almost giving up, but can't. The bills are much, but can't. The bills are much. Mean. Rather, like, I don't like fully understand this English. The sleepless nights got to pay. I'm fed up, but can't give up. Yes, brother, like never give up. I don't like quitting. Giving up is not an option. It was never an option. Even Memo, what about the EST time? Also, how many losses in a row are you expecting in this challenge in worst case scenario? Worst case scenario, like 3, I would say. Worst case scenario. But probably not even going to get like 2 or 3 in a row. Wokes was saying, I will check all links and videos and be back. Love you so much. Guys, coming back soon as in Breaking Bad. Yes, you know. Willy Wonka is going to get back like in Breaking Bad, my brother. You know, hope to see you soon. Hope to see you soon, man. It was also like fun having you in here. You know, much love, everybody, you know. I wish much love to Wokes. See you, my man. So far the risk don't kill me. I will take another dangerous one. He wanna know if you have a Lambo or not. Nah, I don't have a Lambo, brother. Not yet. Hang on, for sure, bro. Alright. Willy Wonka is going to get back, man. We need Willy Wonka back in here. No. I'm gonna do the push-ups in just a second, guys. Like, I didn't forget about it. We're going to do the push-ups, then I'm probably going to do like a quick rundown on the entire analysis, and then we're going to take trades. For everybody that has been participating in these live streams, the time is always going to be the same. I stream at, like now, because of the time shift, at, hang on, like 30 minutes before 0 a.m. UTC Standard Time. The way why I just said it like that, like a robot, is because people sometimes don't understand what the time zone is, okay? So 30 minutes before 0 a.m. UTC Standard Time, okay? That's just how it goes. Can you feel me? So just Chivo saying, just in. President Trump says Iran could be taken out in one night, possibly tomorrow. That would be crazy, man. Like Trump be doing some of his own analysis again. Yeah, I mean, after getting profitable, there must be a good push to your journey. So what's your approach at that time for increasing your funding? There must be a good push to your journey. Just keeping on doing what I have already been doing, what worked so far, right? So, like, okay, just give me 1 second, okay? And then I'm going to get back to it. I need to do some. I'm going to get to it. Just 1 moment, my brother. Appreciate you asking the questions, and I'm happy to answer. Trump and crazy setups. Yeah, man, Trump has been taking the craziest setup possible. May Trump's statement become true, I'm gonna buy huge lots. Okay, Clona Asia was saying, also, I want to know about your thoughts on the job you have at that time. Also, if really watch the video and you can even remember the details of it. Great shit. Like, similar to what I've said in the video, it was like pretty dark time, to be honest. It's pretty shit because, as I've said, like you cannot basically juggle trading and also your 9-to-5 job. And at that time, I was seeing interview on Funding Pips, and that was very inspiring. Yeah, man, like really appreciate it. I tried to inspire. By the way, I tried to do another interview with them, but it hasn't worked out so far. Like I don't know, they just respond like very late, and they just are, I guess, not in the mood of doing it with me. I don't know. Maybe because I didn't list them on the prop firms the way they wanted. Because I've also said some, shitty things about them. I was just honest. Now, so anyways, it was like a very bad time because you cannot trade and also work a 9 to 5. Now, the thing is that I did also like said it in the video, if you remember, I've gone onto the toilet and just said that I had some diarrhea type of problem. And then I was just saying, I need to take a shit. Like it was a pretty bad scenario, and I hated doing that shit because then I was with like a bunch of other dudes just going onto the toilet like teachers, because I was kind of a teacher. Like not a full has grown teacher, like don't get me wrong, but I was just assisting teachers. That was sort of my job. Like teaching kids. And there I just went to the toilet, and these teachers, they just went to the bathroom, and I was like half of a kid as well at that time. Like it's kind of like a kid got to be a teacher for like a year when I was working there. Like not even a year. I quit that shit because I seen like no point in continuing. I was just too eager to pursue my trading in that sense, and I just quit the job. I said, fuck it. I'm going to figure it out. And by that time, I was already living alone. So like my life in general was going a little bit faster than usual. Like people just move out with 22, 24, 20, like whatever it's going to be. At 17, I was already like living alone. It was like pretty hard to pay everything, but it was fine. So, and then I was there. People just came into the toilet, taking a big dump, taking a shit, and I was just there, like watching trading videos. Just like you're doing it right now, you're watching somebody who has already made the experience. You're just watching it. Now, if you're asking me for like mentors or who have I watched, I have also watched ICT in that sense. But don't get me wrong, I don't really believe that ICT is really that profitable. Like, no, every like kid in here who is right now saying that ICT is the greatest shit ever, he's not. Like, simple as that. Like, guy has been caught faking shit multiple times. All right, he has tried the Robbins Cup, has lost 90% of his entire shit account. So like, don't get to me like that ICT is profitable. Like, how in your mind? I don't want to have this kind of community, guys. Like, appreciate, like, understand that ICT doesn't work. Like, not as concepts, because somebody can be shit, but like I can, just like somebody can say advice on YouTube. He has never done YouTube, yet he has the good advice on YouTube, right? So once again, what was I about to say? So I was watching ICT, and I just picked up and gathered whatever information I could get, and then eventually I came to a negative reward, because that's why I'm also always saying there is like no mentor in that sense, that okay, that guy helped me make my negative reward strategy. Go on YouTube. Have you seen anybody trading this strategy? I don't think so. Of course, there's similarities. There's people that also look at the daily time frame to determine the daily bias, of course. But like all in all, nobody's trading this strategy. The reason for that is because I have invented it myself. This is my strategy, right? Which, like, you're happy, like I'm happy for you to use it as well. I'm not gatekeeping it in that sense. You can see all of the executions in the live stream on a day-to-day basis. Like, not streaming every day, but you get it. And so this was sort of my journey when I was just working 9 to 5. It was like pretty ass journey, like, to be honest. But every single, like, not every single day, but oftentimes, like every day or so, I really appreciate taking this decision, taking shit into my own hands, and being at the point that I'm right now. Like, after all, I am having my own home, I'm having my own car, I'm having my own responsibilities, I pay for my own bills, I also take care of my family. I'm able to do all of these kinds of things without having to worry about whatever it's going to be at the end of the day, right? And so every single day that I think about it, like, I don't think about it every day, but every other day or so, I'm really grateful for taking this decision in my life. So early on also. Jaden was saying, get Trumps, okay. I've also seen the interview on Funding Pips, very inspiring, okay. I wonder, a lot of these prop firms are Middle East based. I wonder if it's affecting their operations. Would bet it is. Could probably, yeah. If like Trump is saying some bad shit about like in general the regulations about prop firms, it is going to come sooner or later, I believe so. Which doesn't mean that prop firms are just going to shut down, but it is just going to come at some point, I believe. I'm surprised that it took so long to begin with. We had some major prop firms being shut down, but all in all, there hasn't been too much going so far. Everyone was saying, Star, think about it. 3 losses in a row, worst case scenario, and you have 8 shots to blow account. I feel like doubling. Yeah, man, like that's currently what we're doing. But also, like at the same time, I don't want to take too many tries to basically double the account. I mean, right now, I don't plan on basically doing like high risks, especially like also keep in mind, currently we can watch 5.3k is basically falling all of my trades. Like, of course, I'm not going to blow all of that shit, right? So I rather just take a conservative amount of risk instead of like, let's just go bananas with 50% risk, 100% risk, and you know, all money is gone. So like I like to keep it low key. Kelowna Asia was saying, I'm currently doing a job in a trading indicator selling company. Whoa, trading indicator selling company as a developer. And the only reason I'm in this job because back in time I thought if I had money I'll be profitable, but it's not. Yeah, it's not that easy, right? It is not that easy. But like really surprising, you're working at a trading company for an indicator. Like, is it publicly available? Do you want to share it? Like, I would be interested to know, to be honest. But of course, that's on you if you're comfortable sharing. Hyder was saying, hi, I'm new here and I want to start doing Forex so I can make a fortune. I want you to help me. I'm from Nigeria. Rather for that, watch a live stream. Okay, I'm gonna just send it to masterclass. Brother, I've done an entire masterclass explaining everything that you need to know in order to become a profitable trader. Of course, you have to put in the work. You have to watch the video, right? Nothing comes out of thin air. But I'm pretty sure you're going to get far when you're going to watch this, okay? So hang on. I'm gonna send it into the chat. Here you go. Watch the masterclass, but after the live stream, okay? I've sent it into the chat, and there you can watch it, okay? So, yeah, we'll be interested, Kelowna Asia. Like, pretty interesting stuff, to be honest. Alright, so we're about to approaching AUD/USD. I plan on doing the push-ups, didn't do them yet, but I'm going to do them like just a second or so, okay? Like, I didn't forget about that. I'm not going to let you hang like that, guys. I keep my word. And we're going to be taking a position. Like somewhere in here, of course, as usual. Looking quite fire. This could be a potential stop loss for us. Not just like too much, I don't really like that. I'll be serious, it's a non-profitable indicator. They just sell it and make money, and whenever users complain, they pitch a new indicator. Yeah, brother, like, you're honest, you know, I'm not hating you for anything like that. You're just doing your job basically, and you know, you're just somebody also that tries to survive, right? You're like, that doesn't mean that you're a bad person in that sense, but I don't really like hate you or anything like that. And I don't think anybody should hate you for that just because it's like an unprofitable. Like, you just do your job in that sense. I assume like you're a developer, right? You're coding, and you know, you're just doing your part. That's it. For anybody that has a problem with that, shut the fuck up. How about that? Indicators are good for context, but not for entries. Yeah. I mean, in general, like, let's just say that it's also a profitable indicator that Kelowna Asia has been working. Indicators don't work on their own. I'm using no indicators. Have you ever seen like an indicator onto my chart? Like, the most that you're ever going to see like an indicator. Okay, like, I can't tell for the future. Maybe at some point we're also going to be trading some kind of indicator that I personally find good, that has been back tested, yada, yada, yada. But have you ever seen like an indicator? The most that you have ever seen on this channel so far is maybe a sessions indicator, which is like not a technical indicator. It's just, you know, to visualize, okay, here's the session in that sense, right? You get what I'm saying? Like, Here I have volume, but I never use it. I'm even going to remove it. So yeah, indicators on their own do not work. They can work with confluences. They can be additional confluences, you know, whatever it's going to be, or RSI divergence, I don't know. But as you can see clearly, you don't need them at all. I am not trading with any indicators onto my chart. Clean price action, clean charts, clean colors also, don't you think? And that's it. Chessy hell shithole was saying hi. What's good, my brother? How's it going? I want to leave this job as soon as possible due to need of money. I can't. As soon as I can see profitable for 6 months or more, I'll leave this job. That's exactly how I thought. The difference in my case was I wasn't even profitable and I just left the job. But I don't recommend that doing. You know, even though I did it, I don't recommend that to people. I just did it almost because of desperation, forcing myself to make it in that sense. But it's like not the smartest choice to do. Like, of course, in hindsight, shit worked out pretty well, right? I mean, look at now. Look at how things are looking at the current moment. But like, I don't really recommend that, especially if, you know, you have like heavy bills to pay in that sense, which I also had, but it doesn't mean just because I did it doesn't mean that it's like the universal route for you to take. I also like do believe that, you know, be profitable for a good amount of time, have a good amount of money also saved up. Then, you know, you're just going to tell your job this one, okay? It's going to say fuck it. Abel Memo was saying don't quit till you have some cash. Yeah, I agree, man. Like, don't just quit like that. You know, but our guy Clone Asia is smart. He's not just going to leave like that. Oh, I wanted to go into the horizontal. Abel Memo saying just try to have fun at your job. Yeah, easier said than done. I also tried having fun at my job back when I was working at it, but I never really seen the fun unless there was free food in there. Like, then yeah, I had fun. But like, aside from that, I didn't really see something that is fun in it, to be honest. Like, it's hard to appreciate something that is just not resonating with you, you know? Probably like no entry optimization. Hey, like, we also had a different pair. It was like JBP, GBP, JPY. It was also something potential for us. Hang on, GBP, JPY, we're going to be taking the trade in just a second or two. I just quickly want to see how the position will be looking like. Alright, guys, so everybody get ready if you want to participate. Our analysis, we have already done them. We have already prepared them. So we're going to be doing AUD, USD, and now let's firstly do AUD, USD, and then from there on, I'm going to decide. So AUD, USD, let's get to C Trader. AUD, USD, AUD, USD. AUD, USD, here we go. Already traded a little bit lower, that's good. It's going to be the original position, looking like that. AUD, USD, that's going to be a buy. Double checking the pair. There we go, guys. Okay, this one has been taken. Nope. Tree wallpaper. Yes, my brother, Tree wallpaper, man. You know what's up. 80 cat. What do you think about it, man? Want to trade onto the upside. It's also like potential to take. For this pair, if I'm going to take it, I'm definitely going to be optimizing the entry by a little bit. It's quite worth it to do, because I've told you previously we are going to trade onto this candle low, most likely. This will be the original position. And even like all the way in here, like I see this dropping even further, to be honest. Even further dropping. And if it goes in here, it might as well go in here. Like, we just keep increasing it, but it's like still tied to logic. Yeah, I'll be willing to take this one, to be honest with you guys. Hang on. So this will be the original position. Okay. There's like not really something to base it off from. Maybe this candle. Yeah, like not really much to base it off from, to be honest. But I'm going to take it like that. So it's going to be AUD CAD. If it's going to be a loss, it's also going to be a minimized loss. AUD CAD. I'm going to go to the stop loss. Yeah, we're going to be losing like $3. Like, that's so acceptable, to be honest. That's like so acceptable. I'm pretty happy that we have already built up a buffer. The risk to reward is pretty good. Like in general, you know, I really like customizing things. You said it with the Urtree. So we had Urtree wallpaper. Yes, can't quit. Don't even have $10. Kinda sucks. This shit is only way out. Yes, brother. You know you're going to get there. It's like quite hard. Oh, also like with surviving with like low money. I know how it is, my brother. You know, not having enough money to pay your bills, not having enough money to even buy food. You know, that's that kind of shit. I get it. Clone Airshell saying, to be honest, job is not fun. The amount of time a guy invests in job is not worth. Mine is work from home, and it's maybe 1 hour a day technically, so it's okay, brother. Like, that's a dream. That's, to be honest, like this even for me would be a dream at that time, right? Now, of course, I am living that dream, but you're saying the money is just not worth it, right? Trading would even take less time of you, like 10 minutes a day, basically, at least with the strategy, because we're having a set time. And, you know, it's even going to be less. But, you know, like that's already pretty, like, good. Queen Wrath, of course, like, I don't know, like, the different details. There's, like, some kind of catch. I don't know. Queen Wrath was saying, what do you think of Euro USD over Asia session? You can look at it. I don't trade Euro USD, guys. I'm not, like, really a big fan of it. But, of course, like, you can still trade it if you know what you're doing, but I personally don't like it, especially for this day. The reason why we're not able to take a trade, we don't know if we're going for the high or for the low, so no trade in that. AUD CAD waiting order. Yeah, man, AUD CAD is going to be a limit order. Once again, put an alarm in here. If the take profit gets it before we're going to get entered, the trade is going to be closed. Okay. Green Wrath is saying, I'm in short on your USD or what? Can you walk through what you did? I'm trying to follow. Which one, on AUD CAD or what? Once again, like, I don't want to be annoying, guys, but there's like just so many people joining in new. For everybody that just already knows the masterclass and has already watched it, I'm so sorry that I'm repeating it, but you know, I have to do it for the new guys that are just coming in. So watch the masterclass. It's going to explain to you everything. Like, I cannot explain everything in just one stream, but to quickly guide you through it, AUD CAD, you're saying, okay, AUD CAD, basically, we're having daily time frame, okay? I've done the analysis before. Make sure to join a little bit earlier, so you're going to get the analysis. But here you go, brother. Basically, what we have is we want to trade onto the upside. Now, usually we don't really like to see like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles of one direction, because the likelihood of the next one becoming bearish is quite likely. We don't really like that. But I've already seen on a different broker, it is looking fine because this candle was already reset because it was a bearish one. Now we have 1 candle, 2 candle, 3 candle being similar in height. So these are going to be relative equal highs. So we want to trade onto the upside, if it's not clear to say, right? We want to trade higher. Usually we don't also like this kind of trade. Why? Because we're quite far away from the candle wick of this entire candle, right? So we don't really like that. However, if we're going to go to, just stay on the daily, we have this entire price action gap in here. Price action gaps like to be traded back into with a body closure. That's why I'm still willing to take this trade, because the candle has to look something like that, or at least like trade towards it. Then on, if we're going to go into the weekly, there's like a hole of a mess basically. Like last week, this was a hole of a mess. This time it's actually looking quite good. We're having the same scenario with the gap right in here, and gaps like to be traded with a body closure. Since we already have a lot of different liquidity, such as these relative equal highs and whatnot, we want to trade onto the upside. Now, the reason why I'm setting up a limit order like that, which maybe I'm also going to just review it and do it differently later on, but as of right now, I'm going to stick to this kind of trade, is because if we're going to look at a daily candle, I do believe that we need a little bit of movement onto the downside first until we're going to continue higher. So take out liquidity, go lower, and then from here on, take off to the real move. But that might as well never happen, and our take profit gets hit before that, and then I'm going to close the position and not take it currently. But we have traded AUD USD, so that's what we're in right now. So I hope you appreciated Electric DM, and I hope you were able to follow. Queen Wrath was saying, yeah, on €15 USD, we'll look up your stuff. All right, my brother, you know, we're trading negative risk reward in here. Pretty special. We're having a very high win rate. Guys, for everybody that's watching live stream, if you want to copy all of my trades, as you can see, if you would have traded from the very beginning, you would have already made like almost 80% on the entire account. So if you would have spent 1K, by now you would be having 800. That is, of course, all on my website. First link in the description. You just go in here, copy trading, and then from here on, you're going to get all of the steps on how to copy my strategy. All right, guys? Because, like, yes, I'm doing these live streams, but I'm also not live streaming every single day. So you're also going to miss setups. You know, there was one guy that told me you can't live stream because your trades are going like for multiple hours. I was like, why can I not live stream? Because he was saying like, you know, you can only live stream if your trades are going for a couple of minutes or something like that. If you're scalping, I was saying, nah, bro. Like, people are also willing to watch basically and learn from trades that are just going longer. And also has a lot of benefits also if you're just like not tied to the screen for a specific amount of time basically. Where like scalpers, they watch a charts 2 hours and then they still get no trade. It's kind of shit, isn't it? Now, okay, of course, like we are in the stream like for 2 hours at this point, but that's also a different thing. Like we're talking, we're discussing, I'm educating everybody who's watching live stream. That's a different story. But if you're like trading on your own, watching the chart for 3 hours and then no trade, then in my opinion, like I just wasted a little bit of time, right? So I'd rather like to have something that's like at a set amount of time, I'm just going to watch it and that's it, right? I'm going to look at the chart, analyze it, and yeah, that's it basically. Ava Memo was saying, let's screenshot that price value for SLAD USD star, open it. Yeah, I can do it for you, AUD USD. Here you go, man. There you go, my brother. And AUD CAD is running without us so far. It's going to be a take profit. It's going to be a take profit, and so it should be without us. That's okay. We had still our like one trade for the day. That's cool. And like this trade is going to land us at oh yeah, this is actually going to get us for the 40 mark. Crazy, ain't it? It's going to be great. Great times. Like if it's going to be take profit. You never know, of course. You never know. Guys, it would be so fire if we're going to get above $40 today, or like in this trading day, in that sense. Let me check out the other ones. GBP, there was also GBP, JPY. We were also interested in that one. Oh, so it's already trading onto the upside. Unfortunate. That's okay, it's okay. Like, no worries. The reason why I'm not like immediately taking these trades, because I always like to take the very best setup first, and then from there on I am going to take a decision. If this will be getting into drawdown, I will be quite interested in that. Since already trading higher, not really interested in that too much. Alright guys, but I'm also going to end the live stream right now. Like not right now, quickly. Everybody that's watching live stream, okay, hang on, I'm gonna do the push-ups real quick. Okay, we're going to do the push-ups, then I'm going to tell you a little bit of stuff. Write into the chat, say something, and then yeah. Ooh. I'm a freaking tomato, guys. Nah, I'm just white as snow. I'm just white as hell. I look like a tomato. Jaden was saying, thanks, sir. Anytime, my brother. Okay. So, what I wanted to quickly tell you guys. Everybody who has been watching the live stream, push-ups means you are active. Yes, my brother. Always active. Alright, so everybody who has been watching live stream, appreciate it. One more thing. First of all, if you want to copy every single trade that I'm taking, because once again, I'm not going to take every single trade also on streams. Why? Because I'm just not streaming every single day. So, Tanny was saying, which trade are you on right now? I am on 2 trades. As you can see, go watch a horizontal stream. I'm on AUD, NZD, and also, like, I'm about to get to, or no, actually, I'm not about to get to. Probably already going to cancel this order, but to put it short, I am currently in AUD USD, alright? I've already done the analysis. Go to the live stream, go further, okay? Like to the left of the live stream and rewind. So what I wanted to tell you, if you want to copy me, it's the very first link in the description. You just go to the live stream, literally like here, you click on the description, first link. Then you're going to be redirected to my website. Here you're going to get the steps on how to copy trade me. We have made like 80% on the entire account almost. Pretty good amount. Then also, if you want like completely guidance on how to get profitable, my mentorship is also in the description down below. However, no pressure, you don't have to watch it. You can also just go to my regular videos and you can watch the full masterclass that I've done on YouTube for free, right? It's the full masterclass going to explain to you everything that you need to know in order to become a profitable trader. Okay, I put it into the chat real quick. Here, like full masterclass, and you can check it out.
Thank you everybody who has been joining the live streams. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, but not only subscribe, make sure to turn on the notification bell, so you're not going to miss all of the live streams that I'm about to do. Guys, we're like making history in here. We're flipping the entire account consistently, not like any other BS guru on YouTube. We're making real bread in here. Right, thanks for everybody that has been watching, and see you guys next one. Really appreciate it. Shout out to Clone Asia, shout out to Able Memo, everybody who has been watching the live stream. Fire.